Alright, so now we're at week 1, and this is the first week, and it's against Broncos versus the Chargers.
This is tomorrow on Monday, right?
Tomorrow, yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow at 1.
Okay, well, before we start talking about that, let's talk about who was released
Well,
from the final roster.
sadly, Slaughter, who was my favorite quarterback on the roster, got released, and lots of people were saying that he was going to be picked up to do practice squad, which is just he practices with the team.
Okay.
But Minnesota picked him up, and they paid him like big money to go play for him. Like it was like what is it like 17,000 a week to go play on their practice squad, which is a lot for a practice squad guy.
Wow.
And that was one of the big players that got released. Nobody else really big got released. That's my main person that got released.
Okay. Alright. So we're keeping Lynch.
Yeah, I think that they should have kept Simeon, released Lynch, and then released Slaughter. I mean, they kept Slaughter, and then maybe signed another third-string quarterback.
So, then the big news, who did they pick up?
They picked up Osweiler again, and I didn't.
What's the deal there?
Osweiler, he actually wanted to come back, and his representative called Denver and said Osweiler wants to go back to. He wants to come back to Colorado, and they worked out a deal with him, and he passed his physical, so he's signed a 1-year deal that's worth like less than $1 million. It's like $700,000,
Okay.
and that's what he gets when he went to Texas, he got paid like $16 million a year. Now he's getting paid $700 million for $700,000 for 1 year. So that's a big drop down for it. But he said he would come to Denver to even be a water boy.
Well, yeah, he's motivated. Maybe that 700,000 is the right number for him to come and work hard.
Yeah.
And be a big contributor.
And maybe if Simeon and Lynch come back and they all just like go downhill and go to the toilet.
Well, he's had some rough years. He had a lot of potential, and we haven't seen that potential. And maybe it's his time. We'll see.
Yeah, well, it's different because he's not under the same quarterback he was under when he was here. He's under a different offense, and Vance Joseph, who's our coach. So he'll have to get used to the new offense, which he had trouble learning because he was used to the same offense for 4 years. And in Houston, he had some trouble learning the offense there, so. And he did show some potential in the preseason with the Browns, but they released him because they didn't want to pay him the $16 million.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's injured right now?
So injured
out this week.
So the two main guys who are really injured, they didn't have an official injury report because I did this last night, and they don't have an official injury report released till tomorrow. But the two guys I looked up that are really made are Devontae Pecco with the ACL injury, so he's out the whole year, and Paxton Lynch with the shoulder injury. Those are the two main guys. Everybody's fresh on the regular season. So from preseason, I mean. So we have Devontae Pecco, and he was a defensive lineman who tore his ACL in training camp.
Oh, jeez.
Also, I think Derek Wolfe is also, he's potential to start. We're not 100% sure if he'll start, though. So, yeah.
All right. What are the keys to the game?
So the keys to the game are the third wide receiver, who will come up and be the third wide receiver for Simeon. He's already got two main targets in Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. He needs another target. So we want to see if it'll be Benny Fowler a third, or Jordan Taylor, or someone else who may come out and do good. Another key is the offensive line, if they'll be able to block the Chargers' defensive line, which is really good. They can rush really good. They've got really good guys. It'll be their first official test. Also for our rookie Garrett Bowles, who played well in the preseason. It'll be his first NFL start. Also his first official test. So,
Okay.
Another one is Simeon. Will he be able to show that he won't have a drop down that most quarterbacks have after they have a good year? He's got to prove that he can do good this year, coming off of shoulder surgery. So he's got to do that. What else? Wide receivers, can they figure it out and get the game locked up? Our defense, our run game. Our run game has been kind of shaky the past few years. So we got to see if C.J. Anderson will be able to develop. And he's coming off a ACL or something, I think.
Oh.
So we'll see if he can be able to show us that he can do good this year.
Okay. All right. Two more. So season record.
Prediction.
You want to do that one first?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your prediction for tomorrow?
I'm going to predict the 24-17 Broncos win
Okay.
against the Chargers because they haven't had the best record. They usually have been the worst team in the conference
No.
every year. So I expect them maybe to score like 2 touchdowns, but I still expect the Broncos to win it. Sloan beat him last year. He can beat him this year.
Okay. What about the season record?
So I predict the Broncos going 12 and wait, how many times? I predict the Broncos going 12-4 this season, making the playoffs because of we got more assets to our team, like our offensive line got beefed up. Simeon got better. He did a lot more work over the preseason. He got the shoulder surgery, so he won't be playing through an injury this year. So it'll be interesting to see him play through. Last year he was playing in an injury, and he still played good. So I see him play off injury this year. Yeah, I think that's all I have.
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good. Welcome back. Bronco Talk.
Yep.
We had a nice little break over the summer,
Yep.
and now we're back for season 2.
Season 2. All right.
All right.
Go Broncos.